What's up everyone, how are you all? Today we are back with another blazing Naruto story. What if Kushina finds out Kakashi hit Naruto? If you enjoy then please like, share and do comments. Sensei, where are we? Rin asked as she looked around the home theater styled room, with only 10 comfortable looking seats. Yeah, it looks like a movie theater. Obito observes. When'd you get here? Kakashi asks. We were waiting for you for over an hour at the training grounds. Honestly, I have no idea. Minato responds to Rin, taking in the surroundings. Were they caught in an enemy genjutsu? First they were waiting for Obito to show up and suddenly they were engulfed in a bright light. There are 4 doors here as well. 3 leading to bedrooms and 1 to a kitchen. A voice from behind them informs, causing the 4 shinobi to turn around. Kushina, Sensei, Lady Tsunade? Minato exclaims. So you're here as well, huh? Kushina asks. Kushina, a woman with long dark hair called Makito. She responded with a smile. Minato. Fugaku greeted. Fugaku. So where are we, and what's going on? Perhaps I should explain. A voice came from the big screen. The man in the screen was old, that was for sure. He had gray saggy skin, a head full of gravity-defying spiky gray hair, a red dot on his forehead, and his most distinguishable feature, his eyes. Purple with a ripple pattern, the most powerful dujutsu, known to be held only by the Sage of 6 Paths, the Rinnegan. That's the Rinnegan, Fugaku mutters. Who are you? Obito wonders. You all know me as the Sage of 6 Paths. He answers, getting shocked, surprised looks from the ninja. If you would all please take a seat, he says, and the 10 shinobi do as suggested. Minato and Kushina in the middle with Makito and Fugaku next to her and Tsunade and Jiraiya next to him, and Obito, Rin, and Kakashi on the other side of Minato. I have summoned you all here, because I have seen the future and it is filled with pain and misery. I'm giving you a chance to see the future as well, so that you can change it. Whether it is for the better or the worse is up to you. He informs, and the group stays silent as they listen to his words. Currently you are in a pocket dimension. No matter how long you stay here you will not age, because time doesn't exist here, and when you are finished viewing the future, I will return you home to the exact moment of time you left. So I will ask you each, what will you do? Stay, or leave? He explains and then turns to look at Jiraiya, what sat at the far end. What will you do? I'll stay. Jiraiya answers expectantly, receiving a nod from the father of all shinobi, before he turned his head over to Tsunade, who sat next to Jiraiya. I'll stay as well. She answered his question. He then turned to Kushina, who sat next to Tsunade. I shall stay as well. Fugaku answered, and the sage's eyes slowly moved from him to his wife. I as well will stay. Alright, but remember, do not hold any grudges against the leaf. It is not their fault. You can count me in, databane. Kushina grins with determination. The sage's eyes linger in her a little before turning to Minato, who sat next to her. I as well. And just like Kushina, the sage's eyes lingered before turning to Obito, who sat next to him. I'll stay too. He answered with a smile. This should be interesting. Alright, I'll remind you again, I'm showing you this because you can't change what happens, okay? Obito nods slowly, confused why he said that to him specifically, while the adults felt concerned about Obito's future. And I'm sorry you can't skip over certain things, so I suggest to just look away when the time comes, and remember, crying isn't a weakness. Obito laughed nervously. Should I be worried or something? Don't worry, I'm sure it won't happen this time around. The sage said, then turned to Rin. Me too. Right, even if you see something painful, just remember it hasn't happened yet. He repeated. I understand, Rin said in confusion, and the adults' worry skyrockets. Then the sage turned to Kakashi and asks, what will you do? I'll stay. Kakashi answered, and the sage stared at him for a while. If you are going to stay, make sure you prepare yourself. You'll be the focus for the beginning, and I can assure you, you won't like what you see. He warns, looking directly at Kakashi, causing everyone to raise an eyebrow at the act, and the adults to fret over what's to come. Kakashi also finds this weird but doesn't comment, and just nods at the suggestion. Very well then, you each have a remote next to you so you can pause any time you need to, either to take a break, or to comment. Good luck to all of you. He said before the screen turned black. Well, it seems our future sucks. Obito commented once he left. Yeah, Rin agreed. But it can't be that bad, right? She laughed nervously. Kakashi didn't comment. Okay, well, are you guys ready? Minato asks, picking up the remote. Yeah, Comes the responses, so he hits the start button and the screen turns back on, and everyone turned their attention to it. Episode 1. Kakashi Chronicles. A Boy's Life on the Battlefield Part 1. Guess it really is about you, huh, Brad? Jiraiya comments. Kakashi didn't respond, but you can hear mumbled about stupid title calling me boy. The setting is currently in the Hokage's tower where the Sandaime and his advisors are currently planning strategy to end the war. End the war? Tsunade echoed. That's interesting. Currently the government of the 5 great shinobi nations were in turmoil, and the skirmishes involving the shinobi villages and smaller countries took place around the borders of each country. Konoha suffered heavy casualties due to the ongoing Third Great Shinobi War. Informed the narrator. From the positions of the enemy's backup, we've determined that it would be vital to take out these points. Homura advises pointing out the areas on the map. The Kanabi Bridge, huh? Sarutobi says contemplating Homura's plan. We need to come up with a plan to destroy it right away. Kaharu says. Right now, many battles are being waged, so there are only a select few to choose from. Sarutobi responds while thinking of who to send. For this mission, we'll appoint the 4-man cell of the Junin Namikaze Minato, Hitaki Kakashi, Uchiha Obito, and Rin. He decides while looking at their files. Homura clears his throat before considering the team chosen. They're all quite young, even the Yellow Flash. That's the mission that we were going on today. Minato informs and he and his team make sure to watch it intently so they know what to expect and the best course of action. So if you succeed, the war will be over, after so long. Kushina muses. That's a lot of pressure. Good luck. She smiles at the kids. I have a very bad feeling about this. Well, due to the situation, our hands are tied. Kaharu reminds and shortly after the scene fades and comes back, but this time to a bright forest. Heavy breathing could be heard from the ninja currently racing through the trees. Faster. Obito thinks. I'll be dead meat at this rate. Will I make it? He continues before tripping on a vine and landing roughly on the ground, skidding to a stop. He looks up after hearing a footstep. Did I make it? He asks hopefully. Nope. Kakashi answers, receiving a glare from Obito. No. You're late, Obito. Kakashi reprimands, arms crossed over his chest as he looks down on Obito with anger and annoyance in his eyes. When did you think we were supposed to meet up? He asked, bending down to look him in the eyes. When becoming a full-fledged ninja, following the rules is common sense, right? No, you see, while coming here, I ended up having to help an old lady who had too much luggage cross the street. And something was in my eye. Obito explains. Kakashi scoffs and rolls his eyes in disbelief. Yeah, right. That's a lie, isn't it? Kakashi responds. Don't say that, Kakashi. Minato scolds gently from his seat on a rock. You helped the old lady, didn't you, Obito? He asked. I even carried her luggage. He answered while applying eye drops. Sensei, you're too easy on him. If he keeps acting up like this around people, they'll just be in trouble, right? Kakashi asks. Those who break the rules and regulations are called trash, right? Minato chuckles nervously, unable to explain to his student that the world isn't black and white. Minato sighs as he watches this. He knew exactly why Kakashi acts this way, so he doesn't hold it against him, but his teammates still have no idea. Can't you ever be nice sometimes? Obito asks. You're always bitching about these rules and laws, and it's getting damn annoying. What matters is discipline, Obito says, turning his head away from Kakashi. Obito language. Makito berated. But Aunt Makito, I haven't even said it yet. Obito pouted. Now, cut it out, you two. Rin placates. You're on the same team, you know? Rin, that'll never work. Tsunade starts with a sigh. She's right. Kushina adds with a fox-like grin. If you want them to stop, you need to pound them into the ground a couple times. Rin responds with a nervous chuckle while Minato's sweat drops at his girlfriend's suggestion. Rin, you're too soft on him. Kakashi states. Today is a very special day for me. Ah, cute Brad, it almost looks like you're pouting. Tsunade teases, watching the interaction in amusement. It's almost like her old team. I'm not, and I'm not cute. Kakashi mumbles with a blush while Obito laughs at his embarrassment. Why yeah, that's right. She says nervously. Why is that again? Obito asks. You forgot? Kakashi asked with a raised eyebrow. Starting today, Kakashi is a Junin, just like me. Minato informs as they start walking towards their destination. Really? Congrats, Brad. Jiraiya and Tsunade congratulate. Yeah, congratulations Kakashi-kun. Kushina follows. So, to make this mission more efficient, we're going to split into 2 teams. Since Konoha's military power has reached an all-time low now. Split up? Then, Obito asks. Yeah, that's right. With Kakashi as the captain, you'll form a 3-man cell, and I'll be alone. Didn't we talk about this before already, Obito? Rin asks. Did you get a present for Kakashi? Obito looks irritated as he looks away. Sorry, I wasn't listening. Kakashi narrows his eyes at him before Minato pulls out a 3-pronged kunai. This is from me. It's a custom-made kunai. He says with a wink. It's a little heavy and the shape is kinda irregular, but when you get used to it, it's really easy to use. He explained as he tossed the weapon to Kakashi. Thanks. This is from me. Here, Rin says with a smile as she hands Kakashi his present. It's a special medical pack for personal use. It's been improved, so it's very easy to use. Thank you, he says as he puts it away. He then puts out a hand to Obito as he looks at him with a bored expression. What do you want exactly? I didn't get anything for you. He yells. Well, whatever. It's not like you'd give me anything decent anyway. Anything you would have brought would just become useless luggage. Obito growled in his seat. How the hell you ever became a Junin, I'll never know. Obito yells, pointing a finger at him. You're one to talk. Kakashi states. You're one to talk. Stop repeating yourself. I am Uchiha Obito of the Uchiha clan, and one day I'm going to surpass you, once I awaken my Sharingan. Obito declares. The Uchiha clan's supposed to be a group of elites, right? I guess they expected too much of you when entrusting you with a title like that. What? Fugaku sighs in his seat. They shouldn't be arguing before going on a mission this important. What? Stop it, you two. Rin intervenes, getting in between both of them. Okay, can I explain the mission now? Minato asks, getting serious. We're almost at the border. The group went over to sit on a boulder by a tree while Minato pulled out a map to explain the mission. Got it? It's this line. Minato asks as he points at the map. Right now, the Earth country is invading the Hidden Grass village. Of course, the enemy are Hidden Rock Shinobi. We have information that they have over 1,000 ninja at the front line already. They're advancing a lot faster than before. Obito notes. The Fire Country also borders with the Hidden Grass villages, so if we wait, it's going to be too late. Kakashi adds. Based on the way they're advancing, their backup must be pretty smooth as well, right? Rin asks. Well, our mission this time is here, Kanabi Bridge. In order to strike back at the enemy, we need a lot of manpower. To be able to do this, we, the few select ninja, are going to sabotage them. Minato explains. The bridge? So, this is an infiltration mission? Kakashi says. Minato nods his head. Team Kakashi, your mission is to infiltrate the enemy's backline, then, to blow up the bridge they're using for supplies before withdrawing. He says. Yes sir. What about you, sensei? Obito asks. I'll engage the enemy's front lines in order to divert them away from you guys. He answered. Well, this is Kakashi-kun's first mission as captain, so we'll go together towards the border, but once we're there, we'll split up and begin our mission. He says, putting his hand in, and the others place their hands on top of his. Yes, sir, they said. The 4 of them walked into the forest with Kakashi in the lead, followed by Obito, Rin, and Minato in the rear. Kakashi stops as he senses a presence nearby. Nicely done. The 6th seasoned shinobi compliment. Nice, Kakashi. Minato inwardly praises with a proud smile. Did they notice me? These guys are good. A stone ninja thinks from his position up in the trees. His eyes widen as he notices Minato. That guy. No way. That can't be right. Either way, I'll just wait and see. He said, forming a hand sign. Well, this should be fun to watch. Jiraiya says with a grin. Minato crouches down to the ground and places one finger on the grass. He's alone? He thinks before grunting in surprise. Everyone, be careful. There's about 20 enemies. It's probably just a bunch of shadow clones though. He warns. Looks like it. Kakashi says. Sensei, I'll go in first. Please cover me. Kakashi says. Don't be too hasty, Kakashi. Minato warns. You should just be the backup. He says as Kakashi forms hand signs. Oh, so I finally use that. Kakashi says, drawing curious looks. Sensei, I'm the captain today, right? Besides, now's an excellent time to try out my new jutsu I've been developing. he says as lighting forms in his hands. Stay away from me, the Iwa nin thinks as he sees the jutsu. Yeah, like that'll work. Tsunade scoffs at the stone shinobi's plea. Chidori, Kakashi announces his teammates looking at it in shock and awe. Jiraiya whistled impressed at the brat's original jutsu. What is that jutsu? Obito thinks. Amazing chakra. Rin thinks while Minato looks at it with narrowed eyes. Let's go. Kakashi thinks before Minato puts a hand out in front of him. It doesn't matter how many enemies there are, this'll end it in a flash. Kakashi informs. It's the same as your nickname. Besides, it's like you said, sensei. The leader of this mission is me. It's a rule that a team must follow its leader's orders. Right, sensei? Minato reluctantly pulls his hand away, letting him go straight through the log they were hiding behind. Jumping straight in, are we? The nin says, throwing weapons at Kakashi as Minato redirects them with kunai. You let me know the whereabouts of all you with those kunai just now. Let's go, Kakashi says as he storms up the tree. Hitting the rock nin. Damn shadow clone, Kakashi curses. Then on to the next. Meanwhile Obito and Rin are on the lookout for the ninja. Seiden uses an earth-styled technique to appear in front of Obito, who panics before Minato takes him down, showing he was also a shadow clone. Don't let your guard down. Minato berates. Right, number 18. Kakashi yells as he charges at the nin. Don't push it, brat. Yells the angered nin as he pulls out a sword preparing to cut Kakashi down. Luckily Minato gets there, places a seal on the nin and grabs Kakashi, pushing him away but not without Kakashi getting injured. Kakashi. Rin calls in worry as Minato lands with Kakashi away from the enemy, who has returned to hiding in the trees. I was finally about to counter that brat, but that blonde asshole's movements were. The nin thinks as he catches his breath. Blonde asshole, huh? Minato growls at the insult. Well, whatever, it's too late for him anyways. He's marked. Minato states as he drops his bag and disappears and reappears behind the nin with a kunai to his throat. Shortly after his bag hits the ground. Sensei's shunshin on jutsu. Fast, Rin observes. No way. Are you Konoha's yellow flash? The nin asks. Back at the hidden rock village, our superiors told us to run away no matter what if we saw him. Now I know what they meant by that. He informed before Minato slashes his throat and went back to his team where Rin was healing Kakashi's shoulder. Wow, that's some reputation you've built over there. Jiraiya compliments with a proud smile. Thank you. Minato responds with a grin as Kushina smiles and places her hand on top of his. Kakashi's injury is pretty bad. Minato says. For now, we should retreat and set camp. I'm fine. Kakashi argues. What do you mean, fine? Obito asks. You selfishly went against Sensei's orders and did something crazy. Obito reprimands. I don't have anything to say to an elite Uchiha crybaby who pissed his pants. Kakashi rebukes. Obito would be an excellent shinobi if he could get over his fears. He has skills but he needs to learn how to execute them properly. Fuku mused, thinking of his nephew. Well, I got something in my eyes, so tears started coming out. Obito defends. Do you know the 25th shinobi rule? Kakashi asks. It states, a shinobi must never show his tears. Kakashi reminded. Hey, you two should stop this. Rin intervenes. Take it easy now, you two. Minato chastises, gaining the trio's attention. Kakashi, it's true that rules and regulations are there to be followed, but that's not all there is to it. I've told you before, there are also times where you have to cope with the situation. Minato warns. You see? Obito adds. Obito, you too. Minato calls, gaining his attention. You're wearing goggles, so there's no way something may've gotten into your eyes. If you don't control your mouth, then your mind will become just as weak. And one more thing, Kakashi, you shouldn't use that jutsu again. It's true that you have the destructive force and speed needed for it, but when you're moving too fast, it's near impossible for you to see the enemy counter your attack. Therefore, it's an incomplete jutsu. Minato warns. Great guess, it's back to the drawing board. Kakashi inwardly sighs. Before we leave, I'll say this once again. The most important thing for a shinobi is teamwork. Minato says, and the three look down in shame for not working together. Later that night, Sensei. Obito calls. What is it? Minato answers, keeping his voice low as to not wake up Kakashi and Rin. I know that teamwork is an important thing, but Kakashi's always calling me a lazy idiot. Even thought I'm called an elite for being born into the Uchiha clan. I'm a loser. I acknowledge that Kakashi's an amazing person, but Obito trails off. Obito blushes and looks away from the smirking Kakashi. Stupid video, invasion of privacy? Obito muttered, causing Rin to chuckle and the others to smile. Obito, you're not a loser, you have skill, you just need to get over the fear of facing another opponent. Fugaku encouraged, making Mikoto smile and Obito look at him in shock. Thank you, I'll keep that in mind. Minato hums in thought before speaking. Kakashi is the son of the genius ninja Hitaki Tsukumo-san, who was feared as the Konoha White Fang. In front of his father's name, even the title of legendary Sannin pales in comparison. Since he spent his childhood with such a genius, he might look at you guys and consider you unsatisfactory. Minato explains. The White Fang? Obito echoes. Come to think of it, I've heard of him before. He was a hero who dies protecting the village. Kakashi never brought him up before. Obito says. Sensei. Kakashi almost whined. Sorry, but I think they do have a right to know they're your teammates after all. Kakashi pouted under his mask but didn't argue any further, not like he could do anything about it now. He was a magnificent person who was respected by everyone in the village, especially Kakashi. Until that incident occurred. Quote, incident? Obito questions, confused. Maybe I shouldn't talk about this so freely, but since you're on the same team as Kakashi, I want you to know. What happened? Kakashi's father had been disgraced before he committed suicide. Obito's widened in shock. Both Rin and Obito turned to Kakashi in shock before looking back at the screen. 5 years ago, he was the captain of a top-secret mission to infiltrate an enemy territory, and he had to choose between two options. The success of the mission or the life of his comrades. Of course, if he followed the rules of the village, he couldn't abort the mission, but to save the lives of his comrade, he abandoned the mission. However, because of that, the Fire Country suffered great losses, and his comrades in the village blamed him. In the end, even the comrades he saved slandered him. Because of that, his mind and body became weak, and Tsukumo-san took his own. From that point forward, Kakashi never opened his mouth about his father, and he started to insist that the rules be followed above all else. Obito, even if only a little, try to understand him. Don't bear a grudge against him. The next morning, it should heal fine, but don't strain it too much, or the wound will open up. Rin warns while wrapping up Kakashi's wound. Yeah, let's head out. Minato orders. Yes sir. From here on out, we'll split into 2 groups. Everyone, do your best. It was only by chance that the enemy from yesterday was scouting by himself. From now on, there'll be team battles. Be careful. So let's get going, Captain. Obito says, a blush on his cheeks, shocking everyone. Minato smiles at his effort. Good job Obito, I'm proud of you. Minato praises while ruffling the blushing Uchiha hair. Right, let's go. Minato orders. Yes, sir. The 3 of them start making their way to the bridge. They are currently walking across a stream, keeping their guard up. Hey, Aiwa Nin says. Mihiru hasn't returned yet since he went to scout, but it's not like he could have been beaten by those brats. Oh no. Minato groans. So it begins. And the 3 kids tense while they watch in anticipation of the oncoming battle. Kushina bit her bottom lip and tightened her grip on Minato's hand. He glanced at her and her eyes said it all, I have a bad feeling about this. Obito, please be careful. Mikito thought, thinking over all the warning the sage gave to him earlier. I'll go ask them. His teammate responded. Ninpo. Maizigakure. Kakashi stops when he smells the enemy. Obito uses the fireball jutsu to burn all the bamboo shoots heading their way. The enemy nin appears and Kakashi engages the enemy, while the other nin grabs Rin. Her scream alerts Kakashi and Obito, who stops fighting the enemy. Shit. The 3 men of Team 7 curses under their breath, while Kushina tries to comfort Minato. I'll hold on to this one. The nin says, carrying the unconscious Rin. Obito growls while Kakashi yells for them to wait when he sees they're about to leave, but it's pointless and they disappeared in a poof of smoke. Damn it. Obito curses and charges after them. Obito, don't go after them. Kakashi orders. What? Obito demands, turning around to face Kakashi. Do you even realize what you're saying? Yeah, the 2 of us will continue the mission. Kakashi says, despite what he really wants to do. Damn it, this is the last situation I wanted to be put in, he thought. But, Rin, what about Rin? Obito demands. Rin comes later. The enemy wants to know our aim. They won't kill her right away. Luckily on top of that, Rin is a medical ninja. Even as a prisoner, she should be treated well, as long as she provides medical treatment to the enemy. More importantly, the problem is the enemy discovering our aim. If that information leaks, they'll immediately make preparations to guard the bridge. If that happens, then mission will become too difficult. Obito and Rin watch silently because after hearing about Kakashi's father they understand why Kakashi is reluctant to go save Rin. Meanwhile Kakashi is burying his head in his palm, still not sure what he should do in this situation. What you're saying doesn't take Rin's safety into account. Obito argues. What would happen if those guys just now were simply some stupid underlings? Right now, rather than the mission, rescuing Rin takes priority. As shinobi, even if you have to sacrifice your comrades, accomplishing the mission is essential. That is the rule. If this mission fails, the war will be prolonged, and many more sacrifices may occur. That's only speculation. Could you really throw away a comrade who went through life and death with you so easily? Obito questions, outraged. Whenever you and I were injured, Rin would always save us with her medical ninjutsu, he reminds. If it weren't for her, we'd have been dead long ago. That was Rin's duty. Kakashi states, his eyes shadowed. Obito sucker punches him in the face, causing him to fly backwards and hit the ground. I hate you, after all. Obito yells. I don't care if you hate me. I'm the captain. You must obey my instructions. Not matter what the situation is, the squad is scattered. The decisions are made by one person. That's why the rule that squad members must follow the instruction of their captain exists. Obito, you don't have any power, and that's why I'm the squad's captain. He's interrupted when Obito grabs him by the shirt. So then, why do you refuse to save Rin? Only you have the power to save our comrade, right? Obito demands. If you let your emotions run free and fail an important mission, that's why the rule was made that shinobi should suppress their emotions. You should understand. Kakashi said, his face blank but his eyes conveying his conflicting emotions. The adults watched on, not saying anything because they know it's hard abandoning a comrade, but they also know this mission could end the war. Rin gave you a medical pack because she was concerned about you. She sewed a charm into it. Medical packs and medical ninjutsu are Konoha's brilliant system to increase the success rate of missions. But like I said yesterday, if you accept unnecessary things, it'll just become useless luggage. Unnecessary things? Obito repeats and Kakashi nods his head. It's necessary for a shinobi to act as a tool to complete the mission. Things like emotions are unnecessary. Are you really serious? Obito asks, unable to comprehend Kakashi's way of thinking. Is that how you really feel? Kakashi's eyes are filled with sadness and he looks away, not able to look Obito in the eyes. He remembers his father and what happened to him. He hardens his resolve and looks back at Obito. Yeah, that's right. That's it. You and I were like water and oil from the beginning. I'm going to rescue Rin. You don't understand anything. Kakashi yells. What will happen to those who break the rules? Obito stops in his tracks, but doesn't turn to look at Kakashi. I believe that the White Fang was a true hero. Obito states, causing Kakashi's eyes to widen and gust of wind blows past them. Kakashi looks at Obito in shock and then to the screen. It's true that in the ninja world, those who break the rules and regulations are regarded as trash. But those who don't care about their friends are even worse than trash. Obito states, giving Kakashi a quick glance. If I'm that kind of trash, then I'll break the rules. If that's not what a true shinobi is, he says before walking off again, then I'll crush that idea of a shinobi. Kakashi watches him leave before slowly turning his back to him, and the two go their separate ways. The older shinobi don't say anything, know that Kakashi was right, that this mission is important, but at the same time everyone understands how Obito feels about the situation. The scene opened up at the borders of the Land of Fire and the Land of Earth. Rocks were flying everywhere due to the explosions, and the few remaining Konoha shinobi still alive were doing their best to keep the stone ninja at bay. Luckily Minato suddenly appeared on the battlefield. He quickly landed in the trench with the remaining Konoha shinobi. So, you're finally here. One of the ninjas said, looking up at him with relief. What's the status? Minato asked, a serious look in his dark blue eyes. There's about 50 enemies. On the other hand, we're down to 4 men. The shinobi explained, looking at all his fallen comrades. Well, the future doesn't seem too bright, does it? Jiraiya says, sending a knowing smile at his former student. We'll see. Minato returns his smile with his own. Just a little more now and we can end this. The stone ninja yelled in encouragement. Let's do this in one sweep. Haw over my dead body. Minato retorts. Humph, if you die here I'll kill you myself. Kushina threatens lightly. Everyone, please throw these kunai at the enemy's side concurrently. Minato ordered. Afterwards, I'll take care of this by myself. No matter what, that's just insane. One of the remaining shinobi commented while observing the strangely shaped kunai. Kushina smirks. I've seen worse. Shut up and do as he says. The first shinobi Minato spoke with demanded, causing the other shinobi to look up at him. We'll be able to see Konoha's yellow flash in action now. Don't blink, even for a second, he advised, as he looked up to see Minato weaving hand signs. The scene then changed to a dense dark forest. Kakashi just landed on one of the enormous trees, and winced in pain from the wound on his arm and grabbed it in a futile attempt to lessen the pain. You need to take it easy or your injury will open up. Rin says. He let go a look at the ground in sadness before remembering Rin's smiling face. It should heal fine, but don't strain it too much, or the wound will open up. He remembered her saying. He continued contemplating on what he should do. While it's obvious by his conflicted expressions that he wants to save Rin, but he also knows that failing this mission would lose any of Konoha's chance at winning this war. True, it's a tough decision, always has been, always will be. Tsunade says with a grim expression on her face. He then thought back to what Obito was saying. Whenever you and I were injured, Rin would always save us with her medical ninjutsu. If it weren't for her, we'd have been dead long ago. Right now, rather than the mission, rescuing Rin takes priority. Obito yelled. He then remembered what Minato told him countless of times. Kakashi, it's true that rules and regulations are there to be followed, but that's not all there is to it. I've told you before, there are also times where you have to cope with the situation. Quote. He then remembered his father and what Obito said about him. I believe that the White Fang was a true hero. It's true that in the ninja world, those who break the rules and regulations are called trash. But, those who don't care about their friends are even worse than trash. Kakashi finally snapped out of thoughts and looked away. Bangs shadowing his eyes. The scene then changed to where Obito was crouching on a branch just in front of a cave. I found them, he thought. Calm down, he ordered, mentally preparing himself. I can do this, he encouraged, slapping his chest a little. Idiot, Kakashi mumbled. Little did he know that the sound carried into the cave and was heard by the stone ninja. Ops, Obito said, smiling sheepishly. It's fine in this case, at least you'll be able to take them out one at a time. Kakashi responded, earning a surprised look from Obito and a smile from Rin and Minato. I'll go clean up, the larger one said. Continue with the genjutsu and keep trying to get information from her in the meantime. Hidden camouflage jutsu, he said before disappearing. Meanwhile, the smaller stone ninja turned his attention back to the Rin. She was tied up and her form was slumped over due to the genjutsu that was cased on her. Obito growled at seeing this while Kakashi and Minato glared. Rin smiled seeing how overprotective her team was of her. Obito was still observing the cave entrance with a kunai in hand, deciding what the best course of action should be. Okay, let's go, he whispered. Go where? The larger stone ninja asked from behind him, causing Obito's eyes to widen in shock. He quickly turned around, but froze when the ninja moved to attack him. The next thing that was shown was blood gushing out from a cut. Everyone's eyes widened in worry when they saw the blood, still unsure if it was Obito's or not because of the camera angle. Obito was shocked to see Kakashi arrive just in time to cut down the shinobi. Kakashi looked up on the shocked stone ninja in fierce determination. Kakashi, he stuttered out, shocked and relieved at the same time. Why did you? Well, I couldn't leave this to a lonely crybaby ninja, right? Kakashi interrupted, glancing back at him. Kakashi? That silver hair, and that blade with the white chakra light. The stone ninja observed, already back on his feet, a large gash on his chest. His face clearly one filled with disbelief and shock. Could you be the White Fang of Konoha? He asked, sweating in fear. Is he an idiot? Kushina asked with a look of disbelief. After all, there were rumors of the White Fang far before Kakashi even became a ninja. Yes, came everyone else's answers. Kakashi brought the blade in front of him and looked at the shinobi with narrowed eyes. This is a memento of my father. Kakashi answered, and Obito's eyes widened in realization. as he remembered Kakashi once said, "What a shinobi needs is tools useful for the mission. Emotions are not useful." Obito then glanced at Kakashi. "Kakashi, you. I see, you're the White Fang's brat," the shinobi said, regaining his confidence. "Then I have nothing to fear," he stated with a smirk. He formed a hand sign and seemingly disappeared. Kakashi tried to sniff, but, as I thought, his scent has completely vanished. Kakashi informed, "I can only tell the enemy's position by feeling faint airflows or by sounds." Where is he? Obito mumbled, studying his surroundings. Kakashi immediately sensed the ninja appear behind Obito. "Obito, behind you," he warned, going in to defend Obito. The ninja quickly slashed Kakashi's eye, the blood immediately gushing out, causing him to fall back in pain, clutching his eye. "Kakashi!" Rin and Obito yelled. Minato clenched his jaw watching this as Kushina tightened her grip on his arm. "My eye!" he got out through clenched teeth, trying to suppress a cry of pain. "Kakashi!" Obito called, when Kakashi hit the ground writhing in pain. "Hey, Kakashi! Are you alright?" Obito called out in concern, helping up. Up in the trees above them, the stone ninja was still observing them. "Even if my opponents are just kids, I should still be cautious. I'll take my time." Kakashi was still trembling, while covering his eyes, but he was no longer groaning in pain. "Our opponent is skilled," he thought. "He rid himself of the kunai with the scent of my blood on it flawlessly." Obito was still clearly worried about his teammate if the tears in his eyes were any indication. "Don't tell me you've gotten something in your eyes again," Kakashi said, removing his hand from his eye, revealing deep cut running down his now permanently blinded eye. "That will surely leave a scar." "Shinobi, don't cry," he quoted. "I'm not dead just yet." Obito wiped his eyes clear, while listening to Kakashi. "Don't lower your guard. You're wearing goggles, so there's no way something may've gotten into your eyes. If you don't control your mouth, then your mind will become just as weak." He remembered Minato tell him, "I've always just been as idiot who gets saved by other." Obito thought, "I'm just a big-mouthed dropout." But now, he then thought about what he told Kakashi about his father. "I'll prove that those weren't just empty words." He continued, standing up, determination in his eyes. Fugaku smirked, feeling pride for his nephew. He might just unlock his Sharingan here. The enemy started to quickly approach the two. "Die," the ninja thought as he brought down the kunai, only for Obito to quickly turn around and stab him in the chest. His eyes a crimson red with two spinning black tones. "Obito," Rin muttered in shock. "You did it, nice job." Minato praises, though he could rid himself of this nagging feeling that something worse is about to happen. "Congratulations, Obito." Makoto smiled and Fugaku sent him a nod, making Obito smile proudly. How?" the man stuttered as his body came into view. "There's no way you could have seen me." Kakashi watched unimpressed. "Obito, you," he started, but his words died in his throat. What's with those eyes?" Then man asked, staring into Obito's Sharingan before promptly dying. "From here on out, I'll protect my friends," vowed Obito. "Obito, your eyes. Yeah, looks like this is the Sharingan," Obito stated, looking at his hands. "I can see the movements and flow of chakra." Kakashi winced in pain and let his head fall into the palm of his hand. "Are you alright, Kakashi?" Obito frantically asked, as he looked for something in his weapons pouch. "He's not, he needs to be treated immediately." Rin fretted, making her boys chuckle. "She always get like this when they're hurt." "Yeah, but it looks like my left eye is done for," Kakashi answered, pulling out the present Rin gave him. "I still have this from Rin. After some emergency treatment to my eye, we can hurry and save Rin." "Yeah," Obito responded, his determined eyes, his Sharingan making him look more dangerous. Meanwhile, inside the cave, this smaller rock ninja is currently crouched down in front of Rin. He grabbed her hair, forcing her head up to look at her face. Her eyes were unfocused and glazed over. "You're an unexpectedly stubborn little girl," he was saying when Kakashi and Obito appeared inside the cave. "I'm not telling you anything. You're wasting your time," she declared with arms crossed over her chest. Minato was furious, sure any teacher would at seeing their students in this condition, but he couldn't help but feel extremely proud as well. He turned to them with a bored expression and let out a sigh. "You can't count on anyone these days," he said before standing up to face them. Obito looked at Rin and observed her chakra flow was going wild. "She's probably under a genjutsu," Kakashi responded. It's probably so they can draw information from her quickly. Looks like you're not just some typical brats. The shinobi smirked. Obito and Kakashi fell into defensive stances before, Kakashi said. Last time I fought him, he was very fast. Be careful. Right. With that the ninja raced at them and they charged as well, and the battle commenced. Obito ate Kakashi, displaying excellent teamwork as they fought, and Kakashi dealt the finally blow, after Obito distracted him and blocked his arms. The two then made their way over to Rin, releasing her from the genjutsu and untying her. Kakashi, Obito, she exclaimed as soon as she was released from the jutsu. We've come to save you, Rin. You're safe now, Obito said. The three stood up and was about to leave when a voice spoke up. I see. That was a nice combination, but you were just some typical brats, after all. The smaller stone ninja said, getting up. I have you just where I want you now, he said, forming hand signs calling out, Earth style, stone lodging collapse, and he escaped as the cave started collapsing. No, you had to get out of there, Makoto yelled in concern. Carp, run towards the exit, Kakashi yelled in alarm. The three immediately took off, dodging the falling racks and boulders. But then a rock hit Kakashi's wounded eye, causing him to collapse and lose conscious. No, Minato worried, grabbing onto Kushina as she hugged him. Kakashi, Rin and Obito yelled again. Is this it? Kakashi thought. Kakashi, Rin called, and Obito ran back to get him, tossing him over to safety alongside Rin. He looked up to see it was too late for him now, and his eyes widened in fear as a large boulder was about to land on top of him. No! Everyone in Team 7, except for Obito, and the two Uchihas yelled with wide glassy eyes. Outside the cave you could see the dust escape the cave, and here I finally had some information sources. I guess I didn't have much of a choice, the ninja said with a smirk. I'll kill him, I swear I'll kill him, Minato growled. Inside the cave the dust was clearing up and we could make out the forms of Kakashi and Rin, who were slowly waking up. Are you okay, Rin? Kakashi? Obito asked from where he lay on the ground, but his voice sounded so lifeless and dead. Everyone except for Obito clenched their teeth as they watched this, especially those from Team 7 who were holding back tears. They both turned to look at him and their eyes widened in shock. Half of Obito's body was currently being crushed from under a large boulder. But after seeing this they couldn't hold the tears back anymore. Rin grabbed onto Obito's shaking form and wrapped her arms securely around him to make sure he won't disappear. Obito! Kakashi called. Rin gasped, and due to her knowledge in medical ninjutsu she knew there was nothing anyone could do for her teammate. Kakashi got up and tried desperately to move the boulder. It's not going to work, they thought bitterly. Stop, it's alright, Kakashi, Obito said as blood poured from his mouth. It doesn't look like I'm going to make it. My right side has been completely crushed, he said as he watched Kakashi try to help him. I can't even feel it. Kakashi finally stopped panting heavily. Damn it, he cursed, clenching his fists. There's no way. Why? Rin said, putting a hand over her mouth as tears fell from her eyes. Obito coughed out a lot of blood, causing Rin to call out his name in worry before remembering there is nothing she can do. Damn it. Kakashi cursed again, pounding the ground. Damn it, if I had just listened to you from the start, and we left to go save Rin, this never would have happened to you. What kind of captain and Junin am I? The adults watched on in sympathy, knowing even if they left at the same time the odds are the outcome would still be the same. Obito smiled and said, that's right. I almost forgot. I was the only one who didn't give you a present for becoming a Junin, Kakashi, he said, twitching his fingers and moving his hand. Kakashi looked at him with wide eyes. You idiot, I don't care about that, Kakashi thought as he cried silent tears. I couldn't figure out what to get you, and I just thought of something. Don't worry, it's not gonna be some useless luggage. I'll give to you, this Sharingan of mine. Kakashi's eye widened, and Rin quickly wiped the tears from her face, and prepared to do the procedure. Nicely done, Rin, Tsunade inwardly smiles. Regardless of what the village may think of you, you really are a great Junin. That is what I truly believe, Obito said, smile never leaving his face. Please accept this. Rin, use your medical ninjutsu to take out my Sharingan, and transplant it into Kakashi's left eye. What? Kakashi whispers, shocked. Just accept it, Kakashi, Fugaku said. Besides, it hasn't happened yet and it never will. Makoto added. That's right, Obito will come back from this mission alive, Minato promised. She nodded and ordered Kakashi to come closer so she could start the procedure. Kakashi still didn't move and trembled as he looked down at the grounded with a sad eye. "I'm going to die," he started. Everyone flinched at this and looked at Obito. Rin is still hugging him and Minato grabbed his hand. "But I will become your eye in order to see the future." Kakashi finally gave in and stared at him in determination. Meanwhile outside the cave the shinobi was sitting there drinking water. Kakashi then burst through the rocks surprising him and jumping on top of the pile of rubble. "Still alive? You're a stubborn one. Damn right you rotten bastard." There was a close-up on Kakashi's face. His eyes were closed, his left eye leaked tears while his right eye remained dry. "But in the end, you're still just a kid. Why is a shinobi crying? Come on, you crybaby. It's time to end this." Again there was a close-up on Kakashi's eyes. First we saw his determined storm gray eyes, and then Obito's crimson-red Sharingan eyes, still crying. Wow, it really is like a movie, huh? These are some really good camera shots. Obito compliments Ai in an attempt to alleviate the tension. The ninja finally realized there was something different about Kakashi and was on guard. Kakashi stared down at him with controlled rage in his eyes. "That damn kid. He's different than he was before." Rin was currently sitting next to Obito holding his hand in support. "Kakashi, protect Rin," Obito requested. "Yeah," he agreed, pulling out his father's Tanato and springing into action. The minute the weapons clashes the Tanato shattered, Kakashi narrowed his eyes at his opponent, and created a dent where he landed on the ground. He started forming hand sands and created the Chidori, killing his opponent and making his way back to his teammates. Because of the Sharingan he is now able to use the technique without any drawbacks. Minato muses. Rin tensed from her spot when she heard footsteps approach. Obito squeezed her hand in response. "Don't be scared, Rin," he reassured, and Kakashi appeared. "Kakashi, Rin, hurry up and get Rin out of this place," he demanded, his voice losing strength. "The enemy's reinforcements are coming." "Obito," Rin whispered, and he pulled his hand out of her grasp. She went to grab it again but stopped when Obito spoke. "It's all right, so go. This will not happen again. We'll prevent it from happening this time," Minato said, his voice firm. "Rin," Kakashi called for her, lowering his hand down the hole he made so she could grab it. By then the enemy nin showed up, and made the remnants of the cave collapse in on itself with an earth-style jutsu. "Rin, come on, take my hand," Kakashi yelled down to her. "Rin," Obito yelled. She looked conflicted. She really didn't want to leave Obito to die alone, but grabbed Kakashi's hand anyway. "Obito," the both called out, with the cave starting collapsing again, completely burying Obito under the rocks. Just when me and Kakashi were becoming friends, Obito thought, picturing Kakashi as the rocks crushed him. "And I couldn't bring myself to confess to Rin," he continued, picturing Rin. "Okay, I agree with Kakashi, this is an invasion of privacy." Obito complains, his face a brilliant shade of red as he looks away from Rin, who smiles at him. "I wish I had more time with everyone." "Obito," Kakashi yelled before quickly grabbing Rin and backing away from the crumbling rocks. They both made it to a tree branch and Kakashi was quickly trying to catch his breath. Rin gasped when she realized that they were completely surrounded by countless stone shinobi. "Why the hell haven't I shown up yet?" Minato thinks, jaw clenched. "Damn it," Kakashi cursed, glared fiercely at those in front of him, forming the Chidori. "Obito, this is the jutsu that I was able to perfect with your help. Given the situation, you're still going to fight?" A stone ninja taunted. "It's no wonder that you were able to get so far into enemy lands undetected with such determination." Kakashi pulled out one of Minato's marked kunai and held it out in front of Rin. "Rin, I'll hold them off, so hurry up and escape," Kakashi ordered. But she was about to protest. "I swore to Obito that I would protect you. I will protect you, even if it costs me my life," he announced. "Kakashi," Rin whispered, shocked by his words. "Rin, Obito cared for you. He loved you, and you meant the world to him. That's why he laid down his life to save you," Kakashi informed her. Her bottom lip trembled, and a tear fell. "Thanks Kakashi, really," his voice dripping with sarcasm, as he hid his face behind his hand, trying to avoid Rin's now blushing face. "Sorry, I didn't know we'd be watching this a day prior," he shoots back. Then, "Kakashi, I think you should know how I feel about," she began, adopting a pained expression when Kakashi interrupted her. I was once trash that just abandoned you. Go Rin, he ordered, and then everything went dark. What happened? Minato demanded. Was he knocked unconscious? Tsunade pondered. The screen came back and we saw an unconscious Kakashi. Am I dead? He thought before slowly opening his eyes to see a dark starry sky above him. This place looks like you're awake now. Minato noted. Everyone let out a breath they didn't know they were holding. Sensei, how? Kakashi asked, and Minato pulled out his special kunai. The jutsu inscription on this kunai acts as a beacon for my spacetime ninjutsu. So, the Amemi? I took them out. Minato answered. Rin, what happened to Rin? Kakashi asked, panicked, and Minato pointed to her standing in the grass field looking up at the sky. I'm sorry, but I failed to make it in time, Kakashi. Rin told me what happened. Minato apologized. The next day they blew up the Kanabi Bridge, completing the mission. The Third Great Ninja War, with the deaths of many nameless shinobi, the war had finally ended, the narrator announced. And with its end, great legends emerged. Stores of heroes that would be heard throughout generations. The Battle of the Kanabi Bridge. That day gave birth to 2 heroes in Konoha, each possessing his own Sharingan. The voice said, zooming in on Kakashi, and then to a pair of orange-tinted goggles and a bouquet of flowers in front of the memorial stone. One with his name engraved on the memorial stone, and the other now known as Kakashi of the Sharingan. With time, stories of his bravery spread beyond all boundaries. And the worry's back again. Obito said, shoulders slumping. Am I dead? Obito thinks, as he forces his eyes open only to see the blurry vision of an old man with the Sharingan. What? Obito said in shock. That's not possible. Tsunade said, eyes wide. Well, either we'll see what it's like in the afterlife or... Kushina drifted off. I'm still alive. He whispered in awe, but how? As the screen becomes clearer they see Obito's whole right side, covered head to toe in bandages. The only thing to identify him is his Sharingan. He lets out a gasp when his vision clears and he can see the old man staring at him with a strange look in his eyes. Rin bit her lip when seeing the man. I have a bad feeling, she thought, pulling her knees to her chest. You okay, Rin? What's wrong? Obito asked, glancing over. Nothing, she mumbled, getting a curious look from Minato. Where am I? He asks as he takes stock of his surroundings. He is currently on a bed, the only thing covering him up are the bandages and the bedsheets, and he's alone with some Sharingan-wielding stranger in a dark room. In between this life and the next, young Uchiha. The man answers. Those eyes. No way, Gramps. You're an Uchiha too? Obito asks. Well, perhaps. The man answers ambiguously. He rescued me? Obito guessed. But wait, he looks really familiar. Tsunade mumbled. Jiraiya, do you recognize him? Yeah, I think we know him from somewhere. I just can't quite place it. Everyone turned to the 2 older Uchiha as they let out simultaneous gasps. Their eyes widened as they started at the screen. I am impossible. Makoto stuttered out. What? Who is it? Kushina asked. Madara Uchiha. Fugaku tentatively answered. What? You said we're between this life and the next. But where are we? It's dark and I can't see so well. Anyways, who are you, Gramps? Obito asks. Hey, don't tell me your death. Obito joked, the guy who escorts people to heaven or hell. Obito drifts to a stop as he notices the death scythe the man is carrying and lets out a gasp. No, he screams, sitting up. I don't want to die yet. Help, I just saw a scythe or something. Obito continues to panic, ignoring the irritation building in the old man across from him that is quickly approaching an explosion. The people watching couldn't help but chuckle at this, with the exception of Rin, who was still hugging her knees, and Obito for obvious reasons. Hey, it's not funny. This guy looks creepy as hell and I can't defend myself at all. Obito defended. Right, sorry. Minato said, sobering up. Your death for sure. One especially for the Uchiha. Wait. I lived my life under a creed of helping elderly people in need. Sure, I caused a lot of mischief and broke a lot of rules. But I'm sure my scales tips on the positive side. Obito is panicking. Please don't take me to hell. Don't worry, Obito, I don't think you'd be sent to hell. Kushina reassured him with amusement. His panic attack is cut short as a surge of pain coursed through his body. The fact that you feel pain means you're still alive. The old man finally speaks, causing Obito narrow his eyes at him. However, it's a miracle that you survived. I'm amazed you weren't completely crushed under those boulders. It's almost as if you passed right through them. What does he mean? Rin asked. I don't know. Obito answers. Where did you find me? Obito asked with a worried expression. In an underground passageway I had created, collapsed next to crumbled rock. Unconscious. Half your body had been crushed. I patched you up as best I could. Both your legs are fine along with your left arm, but I had to fix your right arm. It'll heal in a few months, but until then. So you saved me, Gramps. Thank you. Obito thanked grateful. It's too soon to thank me. The man said. I expect you to repay your debt to me. After all, helping the elderly is your motto, right? Rin started trembling as the strange look in the mont's eyes intensified. Rin? Kakashi asked. It's nothing, I'm sure. It can't be. What do you mean? Minato asked, growing concerned. Why is she acting like this? What is she afraid of? Well, yeah, so what do you want me to do? Obito asks in exasperation. The old man stares at him for several seconds. Help you with bathroom stuff. Obito supplies, thoroughly creeped out from all the staring. Oh no, nothing like that. After all, you won't be moving for a while if at all. The man replied, bringing his chair right next to Obito's bed. Sorry, but I can't stay here forever. Now that I'm awake, I'm going back home to the Hidden Leaf Village. There's a war going on. My Sharingan's finally awakened, so now, I'll be able to protect my comrades even better. Obito says, thinking about Kakashi and Rin. Protect your comrades better, What is it? Obito is irritated. With that body, your life as a shinobi is over. The man stated bluntly. He's right. Tsunade and Rin agreed simultaneously. No, no, no. Obito defied. Finally, I finally got this eye. I'm confident my attack combinations will be better now. He argues, he was so much better in that battle with the stone ninja once his Sharingan activated. Silence. The man demands and Obito reluctantly obeys him, feeling his strength leave him. He falls back into the bed, fighting to keep his eyes open. The man scans over Obito, his eyes roaming over his naked bandaged body. The white thin sheets resting at his small thin hips, his breathing coming out in long deep breaths. Obito. The man said gently, causing Obito's eyes to widen. Noticing Rin's quiet trembling, Minato put a hand on her shoulder. Her flinch and whimper instantly worried him. What's wrong? That man he has that look in his eyes, she stuttered, confusing everyone with her vague reply. How did he know my name? Obito, this is how you're going to thank me for saving your life. He says, bringing a pale hand up to Obito's soft cheek, making the injured boy freeze, body tense. Oh God! Makoto gasped, putting a hand over her mouth. Obito, sweetie, come here. She beckoned gently. With a shrug, Obito cooperated, still not understanding what was happening. What is it? Sit on my lap. That's really not necessary, he claimed, somewhat flustered by the unusual request. Obito, Fugaku started, come sit on my lap. He ordered, knowing what was about to happen next would be painful to watch. Obito sighed and obeyed reluctantly. I'm sorry. It's all right, don't worry about it. What is it you want from me again? He asks with an uncharacteristically uncertain voice, as the man caresses his cheek, causing Obito's muscles to strain as they attempted to tense more than his broken body would allow. Oh God! Rin whimpered. Rin? Obito was still confused. I can't watch this, she cried, burying her head into her knees. What do you mean? Obito asked, but she refused to answer him. Minato. I think I know what's going to happen, Kushina said with teary eyes, watching the old man close in on Obito. Minato paused before his eyes widened. No. Oh God, no way. Tsunade exclaimed, hand over her mouth. Wait, Rin, how did you know this was coming? Did this happen to you before? Rin's strong reaction definitely worried her. Rin didn't bother to lift her head. What I want is, the man began, trailing his hand down from Obito's cheek to his chest. Obito's eyes widen at the action. No. Your body. The man finishes and activates his Mangekyo Sharingan, capturing Obito in his Tsukuyomi. What just happened? His eyes changed. Minato exclaimed. I've only ever seen it a few times, but that's the Mangekyo Sharingan, an advanced form of the regular Sharingan, can only be activated by taking the life of someone precious to you. That's horrible, but the price of using it is high, Makito adds, overusing those eyes causes blindness. That's cruel. Madara. Materializing from the wall, a white humanoid thing smiled. Zetsu. Well, it's not a lie, I do want his body. Madara says, just not in the way he thinks. Considering the length of this conversation, how long do you think you'll be in there? 5 months. I'll be doing this every day. By the time I put my plan into action. He paused to let out a chuckle. He'll be broken beyond repair. He won't be able to tell what's real and what's not. He'll be putty in my hands. So this genjutsu has a different perception of time. Jiraiya prompts. Yes, it's said that 1 second in the real world is an entire day inside the jutsu. No 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 no. Oh hell no. Obito mentally panics. So what's about to happen? Obito gulps, finally coming to the realization, it's not real. It's not real, right? His fingers clutching onto his uncle's vest. Right, but, like all genjutsu, it will feel real. Minato explains. Could he dispel it? Kushina asked, worrying her lower lip. No, this genjutsu is too strong. Makoto asked. And it'll last so long, you wouldn't even realize you were caught in the genjutsu. Like Madara, said Obito won't be able to tell the difference between reality and the Tsukuyomi. Asterisk torture scene asterisk asterisk asterisk. What? His voice sounds weak and small. I think it's only fair after all I did save this body of yours. The man continues, fingers tracing Obito's exposed stomach. And I really am grateful for that, but I. Silence. The man demanded. You really have no say in the matter anyway, you can't move. Your body now belongs to me. Damn it, what was the point of training when I can't use it to get me out of this? What does that mean? I'm stuck? That I should just give up? I'm completely at his mercy. Obito ranted, unable to hold back tears. Fugaku gently pulls him to his chest and turned the boy's head away from the screen. Leaning over to his distraught student, Minato whispered, I'm sorry, but I swear to you I will not let this happen. Trying to calm him down. Please stop, please. Obito pleaded as the man climbed on top of him. Please, don't do this, he begged, attempting to writhe out of the man's grasp. You're an Uchiha too, right? We're family, aren't we? Please, stop, he sobbed, and the man laughed. Fugaku tightened his hold on Obito as he cried and trembled in his arms. He watched with his jaw clenched, trying to contain his anger, while Kakashi was trying to console the distraught Rin, though it looked like he was crying as well. Why don't we put that voice to good use, shall we? He suggests as he pulls down the sheets that protected the last of Obito's privacy. No, he whimpered. Stop. His pleas were ignored as the man grabbed him and gave a squeeze, causing Obito to scream in pain and sheer terror. The room flinched at the sound. By now everyone had turned away from the screen, refusing to look at the events taking place. Alright, you're not a bad screamer. Madara taunted as the room dissolved, leaving them in a grassy plain under a red sky. Obito was strapped onto a cross. What are you doing? What is this? Obito demanded, still trembling from his ordeal. A 9-tailed whip manifested inside of Madara's grasp. Oh, I'm going to enjoy this. He sneers, licking his lips as he cracks down the whip onto Obito's chest, each tail biting into the Chunin's skin and leaving painful welts and splitting skin. Obito bit down the scream that threatened to leave his throat as Madara continued. Asterisk end torture asterisk asterisk asterisk. Asterisk 1 month later, Kushina paused the TV to give Minato's team time to calm down. Rin and Kakashi recovered first, but Obito took more time, for good reason of course, and no one could blame him. After a while he ran out of tears, though his shaking body wouldn't stop just yet. I'm sorry. I'm okay now. You can continue. Obito whispered to his uncle. Obito, don't worry about it. It's not your fault, he whispered back. Fugaku kept him in his lap while Kushina played the video. The screen returned and the first thing they saw was a rush of trees before a forward view of Kakashi running through the trees came into view. Almost home, he thinks. Looks like you're coming back from a mission. Rin observed quietly. Yeah, he responded. There was still a subdued silence in the air. Hopefully something entertaining would happen soon to take their minds off of Obito's devastating situation. Kakashi's eyes widened in fear as he dropped to the ground and quickly scanned the areas, ready for a fight. What the hell scared you? Obito said in shock, acting somewhat like his normal self, to the relief of those in the room. I don't know, he replied worried. What is this presence? It's death, like Orochimaru's, he thought. You're afraid of Orochimaru? Jiraiya asked in amusement. No, why would I be? Kakashi replied. Flashback 3 weeks ago. The scene opens up to Kakashi by the memorial stone, running his hand over Obito's name. He turns as he detects footsteps approaching, to lay his eye on Orochimaru. Lord Orochimaru? Kakashi stated in awe. Guess we're about to find out. Tsunade assumes. Kakashi. He greeted with his creepy smile. Minato's brat, huh? The rumored prodigy. How I'd love to use that body of his for my test. Kakashi shivered in his seat. If he dares lay one hand on you, I'll kill him. Minato threatened, his voice dangerously low. I won't let any of you get touched like that again against her will, of course. He thought. The look on Minato's face would surely be worth it if he finds another of his students missing. What did you do to piss him off? Jiraiya asked. Nothing, I think. He was unsure. What are you doing here? Kakashi is completely oblivious to the snake Sanin's thoughts. That look in his eyes. He wants something from you, Kakashi. Be careful, Rin said. I wanted to see you. I heard you received something great. He answered, walking towards Kakashi. Huh? Confusion clear in his eye as he tilts his head cutely to the side, causing Orochimaru to chuckle, as he bent down in front of him. Kakashi, you're so cute. Tsunade and Kushina gush. I'm not, yelled a blushing Kakashi. He's so vulnerable, I could take him right now, and no one would know. Minato growled at the statement. Kakashi's eyes widened in fear. His chakra, it's frightening. Kakashi thought. The Sanin laughed as he ruffled Kakashi's hair. Why would he be using killing intent on you? Jiraiya questioned. Your eye. Orochimaru answers Jiraiya's question as he lifts up his headband to reveal the Sharingan, keeping his hand on the side of Kakashi's head and a finger probing the young Junin's scar. I can't move? He thought, alarmed. He wants your Sharingan. Minato noted with narrowed eyes. He better get his hands off Kakashi, or I'll kill him. You're so lucky to have received such a great gift, he says, his voice turning dark. The imminent danger causing Kakashi to tremble. I need to get out of here. Sensei. Kakashi thought as Orochimaru shunshined away. Kakashi, are you alright? Minato asks, seeing the fear in the eyes of his protege. Said boy collapsed on the grass, trying to regain his bearings. Anko, you have my respect. What did you want with me anyways? Your fear is justified. Thank you for your approval. Kakashi replied dryly. Present. Kakashi spun on his heels when he heard a twig snap behind him. You? Isn't he friends with the Sanin? Kakashi thought. Hiriko? Jiraiya and Tsunade say in confusion. Hello there, Kakashi. The sickly pale-looking man greeted. His whole body covered in bandages. What, do all your creepy friends have an interest in me? Kakashi asked somewhat despairingly. Guess so, they said. Kakashi goes to make his escape the instant the pale man takes the first step toward him. Gotta get to the village, he thinks, thoughts racing. Got to get to Sensei. This guy, there's something off about him. Huh? His presence, he vanished? He thought, right before he collided with something at full speed, hard. He froze when he looked up. Damn it, Minato cursed. That wasn't very nice, Kakashi. The man said as he bent down in front of Kakashi. Damn it, a paralysis jutsu? The man placed a hand on Kakashi's cheek. Don't touch me, he felt his headband sliding off his head. It's beautiful, perfect even. The man said as he caressed Kakashi's face. Sorry Kakashi, I didn't think the Sharingan would cause you so much trouble. Obito apologized. It's fine, you're in a worse situation than I, he thought grimly, feeling a pang of guilt in his chest. Kakashi's Sharingan started to glow red as he screamed in pain and promptly passed out. A red circular seal slowly fading from his forehead. And now it's mine, the man chuckled. Damn, it's some kind of puppet seal. Minato informed. Sorry, but I must leave you now. But we'll meet again someday, he said before taking off. Back with Obito. Madara-sama, it's been done. The girl Rin was successfully taken. A white humanoid thing informed its master. What? Team 7 yelled. He took Rin too. Obito yelled. If he touches her, I'll kill him. He growled. But why? Why would he take her as well as Obito? What does he need you for? And how is Madara still alive after all these years? He should be dead. Tsunade yelled. Well, if anyone could find a way, it's Madara. Excellent. When Obito sees her killed, his mind will completely shatter. It will destroy his sense of reality and convince him this world is nothing but a genjutsu, and he will become nothing more than a puppet to use at my disposal. He chuckled. Zetsu, go and make sure the Mizukage follows through with the plan. So he plans to kill me to get to you. Rin repeated slowly. Damn it, Obito swore. Yes master, but he shouldn't be a problem. After all, he is completely under your Sharingan's control. He has the Mizukage under his command. Jiraiya exclaimed. That would explain his new reign of tyranny. Good, now if you'll excuse me, it's time I go see my pet. I will see how much he wants to meet again with his old teammates. Teammates? Kushina echoed. Do you think he plans to do something with Kakashi as well? It's probable. Minato answers. Hello Obito? Everyone let out a gasp when they saw Obito's current state. Torture scene *****. Obito lies lifelessly on the cold stone floor, a chain on his thin bony ankle. His pale bare body shows he hasn't seen the sun since his capture, and his skinny appearance speaks of his poor diet as well. Madara walked towards the boy and stopped right next to him. Upon closer inspection you could see he was covered with cuts and bruises. That rotten bastard. Minato and Fugaku growled, their bodies shaking in rage. Minato calmed down. Kushina whispered, I guess. He tortured me in real life so that way I would be even more disoriented. Come on now, get up. He says, but the boy did not move. Sighing, you know you have a perfectly good bed in here, I don't see why you always choose to sleep on the floor. What does he want now? Obito thinks, lacking the strength to voice it aloud, and his mental state reflected it. Those who were close to him flinched at the sound. It just sounded so unnatural. Oh God, Obito. Kushina inwardly cried, he was her favorite after all. She wanted her child to be just like him. Come on Obito, time to get up. Madara ordered. I give up already. He admitted, his voice dry and raspy. What was that? You win. So can you just hurry up and kill me, I can't do this anymore. Mikito grabbed Obito's hand and squeezed. She promised her brother that she would take care of Obito after he and his wife died, and now. Well, that's too bad. I didn't think you'd give up only 3 months in. Yeah right. It's been years since I've been here. Well, I suppose I could kill you. It seems your old teammate is about to die as well. You can meet them in the afterlife. He smirks, turning around, but before he could take one step, Obito grabbed his ankle. Oh, so you've changed your mind. Obito used both his hands to push himself to sit on his knees. Impossible. How? Rin whispered. Look, his arm and torso, looks like the same thing Zetsu is made out of. Tsunade analyzed. I thought you wanted to die. Madara is smug. Which teammate? Obito choked out. The girl. Madara said as he walked right in front of Obito. Rin. That's right, she was captured by the mist. Wait a minute, you're lying, aren't you? Obito smiled, but it didn't reach his eyes. I'm in a genjutsu and you're about to torture me, right? So now what? You're going to make me watch my friends die. It already started. Makoto said softly. Damn it. Obito cursed. I wonder about that. Madara smiles to himself as he captures Obito in his genjutsu. I knew it. Obito says as he starts at room that disappeared, leaving him under the red sky. But I already told you, you won. Just kill me. Madara laughs as he picks up the boy by his throat. But where would the fun in that be? Now, let's see what haven't I done to you yet. Kill me. Oh, I know what we'll do. Just as he says that, a metal operating table appears. Madara lies Obito down and spreads his arms out in a T formation, strapping them down so he can't move. Suddenly a huge block of dry ice was on his arms, the cold blistering his good arm. Obito screams as his limb is burned from the cold. The pervading cold seeps to the bone and, oh God, it hurts. Obito's entire being was focused on the pain. Hours pass in agony before the ice disappears, Madara having apparently become bored. The transition leaves Obito's arms completely cracked with searing blisters and blue skin, long since having become numb to the pain but leaving his body trembling from the overwhelming cold. Madara then pulls out a dulled sword. Just kill me already. Obito gasps, but no sound escapes past this throat. His voice practically destroyed from all the screaming, leaving him choking on the table, silently pleading for death. Just stay quiet, will you? This will only hurt a lot. Chuckled Madara as he proceeds to saw through Obito's limbs. End torture *****. Back with Kakashi. Kakashi groaned as he woke from his sleep. What the? Did I fall asleep or something? You don't remember what happened? Rin asked, her voice weak. Whatever, I can still make it back to the village by noon. Kakashi runs toward the village and headed to the Hokage tower to give his report to the Hokage. Lord Hokage. Kakashi bowed respectfully. Kakashi. The Sandame responds gravely. What's wrong? Did something happen? It's Rin, she's been taken by Mist Ninja. He answered. Kakashi's eyes widened at the news. What? When? Why? He frantically demands. You have to send me after her. I promised Obito I'd protect her. Everyone was shocked by the amount of emotion Kakashi displayed. She was taken earlier today, we still can't determine their purpose. And Sensei? I sent him on a mission 3 days ago. He probably won't be back till sometime next week. You have to send me after her. Please, we're coming too. Genma, Raida, Guy. Kakashi noted. Alright. I hereby assign the 4 of you the A-rank rescue mission of Rin Nohara. You are to leave immediately. Sir. The 4 Junin accept and take off. With Rin. Alright, bring her in, the preparations are complete. The 3rd Mizukage is dead. The extraction was successful, we're ready to seal the 3 tails and the girl. What? Rin was shocked. But why would they do that? You aren't even from their village. Kushina demanded to know. Rin is brought in quickly and placed on a seal in the center of the room, in front of a statue containing the 3 tails. Alright, begin. We must complete this before the Konoha Nin come for her. That's all for now. If you enjoyed, then please like, share and do comments.